In this video, we're going to take a look at last week's Hot 10 from Key Collector Comics and discuss which books have the most potential. Stay tuned.
Bry's Comics.
Welcome to Bry's Comics. On this channel, we do a monthly giveaway for a free slab, and all you have to do to enter to win is subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and like this video. We also do a monthly giveaway over at bryscomics.com. If you sign up for the newsletter, every single month that you stay subscribed, you're entered to win a free slab. And this video is dropping on Tuesday, February 22nd, which means that pre-sales are live for my brand new exclusive by none other than Zoo freaking Orzu for Something is Killing the Children, number 21. We have bundle packs for all the regular covers, incentive covers, my exclusive. I mean, take a look at the cover art for these variant covers for Something is Killing the Children 21. Boom Studios just knocked it out of the park once again. I'm incredibly excited for this. I still am in utter disbelief that I have an exclusive for Something is Killing the Children with Zoo Orzu. Pinching myself on that one, but pre-sales are live, and we also should have some pre-sales available for We Live Age of the Palladians number 1 Black and White by Johnny Desjardins. So if you pick those up at the same time, it'll ship with the Something is Killing the Children. Thank you so much for considering to support the channel and support my shop. I'm truly grateful and appreciate all of you, and I can't wait to get my hands on these exclusives and these variant covers myself. But this video is in collaboration with Key Collector Comics. If you download Key Collector app and use the code BRYSCOMICS, you'll get a free 2-week trial of the app. Absolutely imperative to have this tool in your back pocket for collecting comics, whether you're a collector, a reseller, a speculator. All of that is covered. Every corner of the hobby is covered by this app. There's so much useful information just with the way that they organize information. Each week they put out a Hot 10 comics list, which is the movers and shakers of the established blue chip keys in the comic collecting world. And it's a great way to stay up to date on what's happening with the hobby. But sometimes it's hard to know, is it a good time to buy these books? Is it a good time to sell these books? Is there going to be a better time to buy these books down the road? So I think videos like this are valuable in helping to set the framework on how to think critically about your comic book purchases instead of just being led and, making these FOMO decisions, which oftentimes cannot serve you well as far as comic collecting. And it's really important, to consider your buy-in on everything with comic books. For me personally, my buy-in on a particular book is directly related to how much I enjoy owning that book, right? If I overpaid for something, I don't really enjoy owning it as much. So anyways, all of that to say, that's what this video is all about. And let's hop into the computer and take a look at last week's Hot 10. Here we are in keycollectorcomics.com, and we're going to take a look at the Hot 10. Number 10 on the list, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 129. Obviously the first appearance of the Punisher, first appearance of the Jackal, first cover appearance of the Punisher, epic cover. And I believe the reason that this is getting so much more attention is because of the emblem change for the Punisher. So they changed the emblem to look like this. They're also giving the character somewhat of a redesign. He traded in his guns for swords. They're toning him down. I mean, that's the only way to really describe what's going on here with the Punisher, is they're trying to tone him down because of real world events that have happened tied to the actual emblem from the original emblem in the comics. And they're trying to, save face and tone him down a little bit to appease social issues going on regarding this character. And I believe that has caused an increase in desirability for the original Punisher. There's so many diehard Punisher fans, myself included, that this lousy redesign is boosting the sales of this. And my question is, what is going to happen if we get the Punisher in the MCU in, either in a TV show or a movie where they actually continue with this redesign, this new emblem, this toning down of the character? I can tell you for sure that it will not be received well. No Punisher fan is going to be happy about a toning down of this character to be more politically correct or socially acceptable. So the question is, and logic would tell you that the value of this book would go down if they had a bad rendition of the Punisher on the screen. But I'm not so sure about that. I'm not not so sure that even if they do a bad rendition of the Punisher on the screen, I'm not sure if it will have a negative effect on this book. I mean, historically speaking, when a character is not done well on the screen, the comic book associated with it tanks. Case in point is Avengers number 196, the first appearance of Taskmaster. Here you can see what happened to the book. It just crumbled after they did a female version of the character in the Black Widow movie. Fans hated it. It wasn't received well, and the book absolutely crashed. So the question is that what would happen to the Punisher? And I got to tell you, it seems completely obvious that if they bring the Punisher back, they're going to tone him down, right? I mean, how could they not? How could Marvel just laugh in the face of all this social pressure to tone the character down and account for these real world events? I mean, Marvel isn't going to just turn a blind eye to that and pay fanfare to the fans and continue to have this socially unacceptable character. They can't do that. They've got too much writing, and they're too big of a company to do that. So I think that if the Punisher comes back, they're going to tone him down. I think it won't be received well. But the question that I don't know is, will that affect the value of this book? Leave a note in the comments. What do you guys think? Because I really don't know how this one's going to play out. I think it might be different than what we've seen in the past. Number 9 on the list is Moon Knight number 1, first ongoing Moon Knight title series. It's also the origin of Moon Knight. It's also the first appearance of Bushman. It's also the first appearance of Khonshu. It's an incredibly important key to the Moon Knight mythos and story, and it's not just this book that's seen notable sales. There's also Moon Knight's first solo story in Marvel Spotlight 28, posted 2 new records this week. So we got another teaser for Moon Knight, and it's been received well. Pretty much people across the board think that this show is going to be done right. Everyone's really excited about it. I'm not sure that now is the best time to buy in. I mean, with the hype as high as it is, it's usually not a good time to buy in. If you need one of these for the PC, I would suggest this. I would suggest waiting until after the show airs and hype actually comes back down. So let's say the show comes out, it's very well received, prices continue to go up and up and up, and you just have really bad FOMO and you want it for the PC. Well, why do you have to have it right now? Why not put it on the list, maybe put some money aside even, and plan to pick this up when the prices come back down? Because I do believe that they'll come back down. You know, and then you might get to the point where the show is done, is over, you're planning on buying it because you want it so bad, and then you might think, wait, actually, I don't really need to have it anymore because the next big thing is out. So it's just an interesting thing to consider is your buy-in on this one. Amazing Spider-Man number 31, first appearance of Gwen Stacy, first appearance of Harry Osborn, first appearance of Miles Warren. It's a triple key Amazing Spider-Man early 12-cent issue. I can't recommend this book enough. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities for this book to go up in the future. It's just a solid investment, a solid blue chip key. Submariner number 1. This is the first Namor solo series in the Silver Age, and it's the origin of Namor. And, you know, this guy is coming, you guys. Now we have rumors that he's going to make it into the Doctor Strange movie, as well as this already, you know, super strong evidence that he's coming to Black Panther 2, and new image coming online that there's filming in a water tank. I mean, this character is coming and the market is reacting to it. So when I saw this sale, I was like, wow, $20,000, almost 100% increase from just, you know, 7 or 8 months ago. Incredibly strong numbers for this book. I just released a video last week about a grade bump that my buddy got for this book from a 9.2 to a 9.6. Just crazy timing, perfect timing for this. And I had a little bit of a check when I saw this sale. I was like, really? $20,000? But, you know, it's just supply and demand. This was the only copy available at the time, and somebody wanted it bad enough. And actually, if you go to the guy's eBay, man, he has some incredible books up there. He has another one, another 9.8 signed by Stan Lee with the custom label for $25,000. And check out some of these other books that this seller has. Holy smokes. Can you believe this, you guys? Like, this is insane. First Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four 48, 9.8 signed by Stan Lee. Hulk 181, 9.8 signed by Stan Lee. This book is incredibly difficult to get in 9.8. It's a square-bound book. I mean, just an unbelievable jaw-dropping assortment of books on this guy's page. Just kind of cool little thing because I was looking into the sale. So I think the sale is legit, and I think that we're going to get trickle-down effects for all the other grades. So I think now is a good time to buy. And I also think that there's plenty of room for this to grow in the future. We've got all of these upcoming, appearances in the MCU. Definitely some potential for this book. Web of Spider-Man number 18. First appearance of Ben Reilly as the Scarlet Spider, officially named in Spider-Man number 52. And a 9.8 sold for $850. This book continues to go up with the ongoing series. I think the thing spurring sales for this is the new ongoing series with Ben Reilly as Spider-Man. And I don't know, guys. I just think $850. I think it's a little high. I just don't have a ton of faith in buying in at this point. But, I could be wrong. Doctor Strange number 169, and this is the first solo titled Doctor Strange issue. It's the origin of Doctor Strange retold. It's an awesome cover, and it's also the first appearance of Charles Benton, who later becomes Asmodeus. And a bunch of record-breaking sales this week, and no surprise there with the Doctor Strange trailer that dropped on the Super Bowl. Doctor Strange keys are just going to go through the roof. I think now would be a terrible time to buy anything Doctor Strange. I mean, just wait for this hype to die down. I mean, this is the peak hype and FOMO for Doctor Strange because they dropped this new teaser trailer during the Super Bowl. I mean, that is just the most eyes ever on this thing. So, I mean, logic would tell you that this is a terrible time to buy that. Not to say that there isn't a ton of spec opportunity for the Doctor Strange movie. There's a ton of awesome spec that's going to be coming out of these trailers and the movie itself. But I just think now would be a bad time to buy the actual Doctor Strange keys. And a little note about the actual trailer. So here's the trailer, the official one on Marvel, that has 30 million views in one day. And the notable thing about this is there was 2.2 million views in the first hour that this came out. I think that has got to be a record for Marvel. If you look at the other Doctor Strange trailer, the official teaser, it's up to 34 million views. That was 1 month ago. So this has almost surpassed that in one day, obviously because of the Super Bowl and all of those eyes on it. It's just a great sign of the strength of the MCU. This thing is not going anywhere. The MCU is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So here's a suggestion. Instead of chasing the book that has, the most eyes in the world on it right now, and the character and the movie and the property that is Doctor Strange, why not target the next movie to come out, all right? Because there is going to be another movie right around the corner, and guess what? Similar thing is going to happen. It's always happened. So maybe you should target those books instead of the one that's currently on the trending and hot list. Daredevil 168, first appearance and origin of Elektra, first solo written work on Daredevil by Frank Miller. I am surprised that this is continuing to hit the hot list. I mean, we're continuing to see really strong numbers. I believe the only thing really spurring these sales is the ongoing series of Daredevil Woman Without Fear. Apparently it's being received really well and people are continuing to seek out Elektra. So I just think that there is better opportunities than this right now. This is like a PC purchase. If you love the ongoing series, if you love the future of Elektra, if you love her character, then now's not a terrible time to get in. It's not like we just had a trailer drop in the Super Bowl and it's the worst time ever to buy this book. It's prices are elevated, but they're not crazy high. So if you need one for the PC, it probably wouldn't be a bad time to buy. If you're just a speculator, there's plenty of other books to target. Ultimate Fallout number 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales. I'm a little bit surprised that this is on the list at this point. I mean, and I can tell you that at least 5 people have reached out to me in the past week, and said, do you have a Ultimate Fallout 498 for sale? And my answer is like, yeah, I have them, but not for sale, because I'm also holding. And I think this is just a supply and demand thing, is people aren't willing to let go of these for, less than yesterday's price, and the price continues to go up. So if you look at the graph here, we can see that the price is continuing to go up. The important thing to look at on this graph is that solid blue line in the middle. The solid blue line in the middle is the average sale price. And you can see that the average sale price is higher than it's ever been right now. Even in last year's peak of the market, it's the average sale price is surpassing that. The light blue lines show like outlier highs and outlier lows, and sometimes there can be a really high spread for that. Like in this month, there was a sale for $19.50 and also a sale for $39. 3,800. So the solid blue line is a better indicator of what's going on currently with the book, because there's a lot of copies of this book changing hands. And so it's that average price that shows, what's really going on with the book, and it's higher than it's ever been. This is just speculation phase. I mean, this book, I do believe, will go up in value way more when we get actual confirmation, when we get the casting announcements. And remember that Key Collector had an inside source confirm that Miles Morales has already been cast and a director is being sought for a live action spinoff. And this was back in 2020. So obviously we're closer than we've ever been to the actual announcements of this coming out. And one thing that's interesting to note on this, because I've put a lot of thought to this, is are we ever going to see a situation where the supply outweighs the demand for a hot spec book like Ultimate Fallout 4? There are so many people that are holding tons of copies of this book just waiting for the right time to sell. So will we ever see a situation when the right time to sell comes and copies flood the market and the price actually goes down? I put a lot of thought into that, and I do not think that that's going to be the case with Miles Morales. I think that there's going to be a ton of copies that come to market, but I think the demand for Miles is going to go bananas. People are going to be in a frenzy with FOMO trying to secure their copy for the PC. And so I don't think that that's going to happen with this. I think there are going to be a lot of copies that come to market when the right time to sell is, but I think demand will outweigh that. Next on the list, we have Daredevil number 105, and it says here we can't say for sure what occurred this week. Well, this book was featured on the Pressable Defects, on Defect Spec, so they have a strong influence on the market. People are on board with this. I'm on board with this. I think this is a fantastic spec, and that's what spiked prices this week. So Phi-Level was confirmed for Guardians Volume 3, which makes Moondragon appearance more likely considering they are lovers in the comic book. So I think this is a fantastic spec. I also believe that this is the first cover appearance of Moondragon. Don't quote me on that. Leave a note in the comments if you know for sure whether or not this is the first cover appearance of Moondragon. But I think it's a fantastic spec. Amazing Spider-Man number 210, the first appearance of Madam Web, and way back in September of 2019, over 2 years ago, we had an alert that the writers of Morbius have been tapped to write a Madam Web movie, and then just this month, we have confirmation that Dakota Johnson was cast as Madam Web. An Amazing Spider-Man title, a first appearance character that's coming to the screen. Yes, I think this is a good buy. This is just for a casting announcement. Imagine what prices are going to do with trailers. I mean, it seems like this is definitely a good buy. All right, so that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end of the video. Don't forget to download Key Collector Comics and use code BRYCECOMICS for a free 2-week trial of the app. Head over to brycecomics.com and sign up for the newsletter, and you're entered to win a free slab each and every month. And we've got those pre-sales and bundle packs going on now for Something Is Killing the Children number 21, and my We Live exclusive by Johnny Desjardins, We Live Age of the Palladians number 1, black and white. Thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end of the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bryce Comics.